Let's hit our herd hierarchy. Here we go.
Herd hierarchy.
Time is now. Let's go.
The top 10 NFL teams according to Colin. Number 10.
The weird Cleveland Browns. They have the most giveaways in the NFL with 30. They've had 4 different quarterbacks with a game-winning drive. I would not want to play them in the first round. Excellent defense, excellent at home, great pass rusher. Third win when trailing by 10-plus points. Weirdest team in the league. 4 different quarterbacks, game-winning drives. I think they're well coached. I like their personnel, and I think they could win a playoff game. I would not want to face them in the first round. Cleveland 10.
Number 9.
I probably got Philadelphia low, but they're on a 3-game losing streak, and I don't think they have their offense figured out. So they did a better job of running the football last night, and they're 7-3 against teams with winning records. I probably have them low. But this offense, Jalen Hurts saying, I don't know if we're committed. They're averaging 16 points in the last 3 games. They got to figure out the offense. It's not a personnel issue. I probably have them a bit low, but I got to see them pick up a W here because they outplayed Seattle and lost. It's one thing to get hammered by San Francisco and Dallas. They got to win games here. So I've got them low. Still think they can win playoff games. Philly at 9.
Number 8.
They beat the Rams earlier this season, but I don't think they beat them next week. Rams are on fire. In the last month, Matt Stafford's got 12 TDs and a pick. Cooper Kupp, shocker, unguardable. Puka Nacua, matchup problems. That running back, Kyron Williams, 5 straight games over 110 yards. Sean McVay's having his best year. I think their defense is young, will ultimately cost them in the playoffs if they get there. Rams right now, you do not want to play the LA Rams. Stafford's on a heater, Kupp's open all the time, McVay's on fire, Rams at 8.
Number 7.
Miami. Now they're 0-3 against teams with winning records, but, to be able to go out and drop a 30-0 without Tyreek Hill shows you the depth of their talent. Raheem Mostert, 20 total touchdowns, most in the NFL. They can run, they can pass. There's a lot to like about this team. Tua leads the NFL in passing yards. They're a little like the West Coast Niners without the physicality. Again, Miami at 7, more than capable of winning a playoff game home or away.
Number 6.
Detroit Lions. I like their physicality up front with their offensive line. Probably not a team I would trust going on the road in the playoffs, but if they win their division, they got a home game. 9-1 this year when they can hold teams to 28 or fewer. Now, they don't always do that because they're not very good on the back end, but you play them in Detroit, and if they can hold you to 28 or less, they're winning the football game. 4 straight games of rushing for over 140 yards. That Jahmyr Gibbs, that draft pick, that kid is special. That pick works.
Number 5.
Cowboys. They had a bad Sunday, but there's a lot of things to like here. 7-0 at home. 7 blowouts. Their kicker hasn't missed a kick. Do they play well on the road? No, they don't. Little Jekyll and Hyde. But the truth is, Dak home, Dak road's 2 different quarterbacks. I'm not picking them to win the Super Bowl. But I do think they'll bounce back and beat Miami. That's why I have them 5 and Miami 7, Dallas at 5.
Number 4.
Kansas City's going to be fine. They're going to end up in the AFC Championship, but they do have an issue. They have an unsettled wide receiver room. Tony, Mahomes doesn't trust. Kelsey always looks banged up. Their tackles, not great. Let's be honest. They're 7-0 when they score 21 or more. The problem is they have struggled to score 21 and more consistently. I like them. They're fine. But this is not a great team. It's very much Philadelphia. They're a very good team. They're not as good as last year. They're not nearly as dynamic.
Number 3.
I know you're going to think I'm crazy, Buffalo. I think they found their secret sauce a couple of weeks ago. We saw Tampa catch fire after a bye. This team is now running the football. James Cook has had 100-plus yards in 5 straight games. This is what I said yesterday. They remind me of those Big Ben Steeler teams when they had a run game, a great defense, would create turnovers and wouldn't turn it over. By the way, Josh Allen didn't turn it over, ran the football, didn't have to throw, and decimated Dallas. Schedule has got 3 wins on it to close the season. They are peaking late, but I love the dimension James Cook has added to the offense. This is Buffalo at their best. Josh Allen can be complimentary on drives time to time.
Number 2.
Baltimore. I've liked them all year. Number 1 seed, only team to hold a lead in every game in the fourth quarter. Won 8 of their last 9 games, and they could have won that one. Number 1 scoring defense, Lamar Jackson. Nobody will give him credit, but he remains better in the pocket than anybody wants to admit. I think losing Mitchell, the running back, hurts. He was a dynamic spark plug to this offense. They've already missed a tight end. Their left tackle's never healthy. It's classic Baltimore. They're like the Niners. I like them every year. Can they stay healthy? Right now, they're not.
Number 1.
The Niners are 18-0, and Brock Purdy, McCaffrey, and Debo, including the playoffs, are healthy. What do you want me to say? They're averaging almost 7 yards a play, 6.8 yards a play. It's the 3rd highest by any team in the Super Bowl era. It is a completely stacked roster with no weaknesses. It's almost impossible to create a roster this deep and this good in 2023. They've done it because they're not paying their quarterback. They even missed on a first-round quarterback. This team is stacked. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.